Hi, this is Brasscheck, and we're recording this on June 24th, 2021. It's a Thursday, and I thought I'd give you a little behind-the-scenes look at what it takes to get a page to you. Uh, Sometimes I oversimplify it in my own mind, but I was trying to explain to somebody what we have to do to get that done, and it might be interesting. So, first of all, our research has been hampered greatly by the sinister censorship of Google. So in the old days, anything on the internet would be indexed, and then if you did a search for it, you could eventually find it. So that was a very useful tool in the early days of the internet, and we discovered a lot of amazing things that way. Well, Google doesn't do that anymore. If they can't really remove information from the internet, but they do the next best thing, which is they delist it. They take it out of their index. That means if you search for it, you cannot find it because it is not there in their index. All right, so that's pretty interesting. Now, the removal, the deliberate removal of important information from the internet has been going on since day one. I'll give you a great example. If people remember the notorious event of Hale Bopp, and I forget the name of it, the comet and the people who supposedly killed themselves. This was way back in the 90s. Heaven's Gate, that's it. We studied that story really closely, and we noticed right away that things would appear in the news about that story, and then they'd be removed, and then they were gone. Like, you couldn't find them. The page just hadn't been rewritten or moved. It had been taken off the internet and delisted, so you couldn't even find the trace. And one of the most interesting things we found was CNN, before the story was controlled, went out there and interviewed the neighbors. And the neighbors said, gee, it's really weird because the day before they found the dead bodies, there were Ryder trucks here all day emptying out the house. That was on CNN. And good luck trying to find that now. So the internet giveth and the internet taketh away. And Google, that sinister pile of shit, is really a very, very negative and malevolent force in the world right now. And what they do, if they don't like information, they will just remove it from their index so that you cannot find it. Now, it's no coincidence that the information that they don't like is anything that questions the pharma party line. And the reason for that is Google really should be called a tech/pharma company. They get billions in pharma revenue every year, and they have billions in joint ventures and investments in pharma companies, including vaccine companies. So they are buttering their own bread by making sure that you don't have, and we're not even talking about, scandalous information or controversial information. We're just talking about anything that interferes with their bottom line. They will just remove it. So that's step one of what we have to deal with. Step two of what we have to deal with, if we're so lucky as to find something, and usually we get a lead, somebody will write us and say, did you see this? And wow, very often it's amazing. And if it's a video, we have to immediately download it and back it up, because YouTube, which is owned by Google, will eventually get around to finding it and deleting it if it questions the pharma party line. I mean, imagine if you were a scholar and you were trying to do some research and you went to the library and you got a stack of books, and then at night some nefarious force would come in and steal your books, so you couldn't continue your work. So you had to Xerox every book you ever took out of the library and put it in a safe. That's essentially what we now have to do with our work, thanks to the sinister people at Google. Then, of course, when we make a video, if they have identified it as something that is contrary to their bottom line, and the bottom line includes their relationship with their pharma advertising clients and their own pharma investments, they will just delete it. So you see a lot of videos. And by the way, it's now our policy under every video that's been censored by Google, YouTube, we will note that. And you're going to see that much of what's on our site now has been censored by Google, YouTube. Then after we managed to find the material that Google's tried to hide from us and preserved it before Google can destroy it, and then put up an alternate version so that it's not censorable by Google, then we attempt to send you an email. Now you got this email, but you wouldn't believe the number of times we get emails from our subscribers going, "What happened to my subscription?" Well, we didn't unsubscribe you; somebody else did. And way back, I'm 2007, 2008, people that have been with us for a while know, we were rocking and rolling and had quite the growing subscriber base. And the day we hit 60,000 email subscribers, which doesn't seem like a lot, but an email subscriber is worth about 10 or 20 social media subscribers, because email is direct delivery and social media obviously is a pile of muck. So if you had 60,000 email subscribers, you really had the equivalent of 600,000 to 1.2 million followers in terms of impact. Right? So 60,000 not trivial, and we were growing like a weed. And I'm telling you, the day we hit 60,000, AOL stopped delivering our email, MindSpring stopped delivering our email, Comcast, oh boy, Comcast stopped delivering our email, and then Gmail would occasionally block our mail as well. So once we've found the material that they try to hide, once we've preserved it and been able to do something with it without them destroying it while it was still online, once we've managed to create a page and stream it to you from some other source, then we have to get the message to you that the page exists, and there's censorship involved at that level too. And then there's one other level that we have to deal with. When a lot of these people were getting started, the Jimmy Dores and the Lee Camps and the Abby Martins of the world, people that know us know we were backing these guys full force when they were completely unknown. None of them have ever returned the favor, and they just outright ignore every email that we send them. It's really remarkable, and I'm naming them because every one of them got massive early support, like when they had less than 10,000 subscribers. We were one of their original traffic sources. And it's not just them, it's the whole world of so-called progressive reporting. Both sides, conservative and liberal slash leftist slash radical, they seem to all be the same. If you're not in their little circle, it does not matter what you share with them. There's another fellow who deserves to be named, Russ Baker. Who, what, why? We were supporters from day one. And I've sent him some amazing stuff. Like, for instance, did you know, remember the Boston bombing? Did you know that the guy that was shot to death by the police, did you know that his wife's grandfather was a member of Skull and Bones? And do you know that her previous who specialized in Central Asia, by the way, which is where the guys who had this pinned on them were from. Did you know that her previous ancestors, going way back, was one of the founders of Skull and Bones? We put that on Facebook because remember that happened a long time ago, before Facebook knew how to censor, and we had 10,000 shares in the blink of an eye. Told Russ Baker, who should have been interested, wasn't interested at all. Nobody was interested. So this is consistent. You see the scoops that we get. We're scooping the world almost on a daily basis sometimes, and we made that film about the parallels between AIDS and COVID. We sent it to a very famous person. I'm not going to out her because I think she's doing good work, and her answer was, "Well, I already knew it." Well, congratulations, you already knew it. How about sharing this film, which goes into it in greater detail than it has ever gone into before? No, we asked her about a dozen times. I don't get it. So there's a lot of sort of idiotic egomania out there. If it's not invented by us, or if it's not invented by one of our inner circle, it doesn't exist. So, and then the other thing that we have to deal with, of course, like everybody else, is the barrage of media bullshit, which never has been so extreme as in this COVID con. So if we get through the mirage of media bullshit and we're able to get some insights that are counter to the well-crafted narratives. I mean, these guys are professionals. The guys that make this bullshit up and pump it out through the mass media, they are professionals. They study this. They do it for a living. They're on it 40 hours a week. I'm sure they have committee meetings. I'm sure they have little retreats. I'm sure they take special trainings. They're busy. They're busy. They're little busy beavers. So they set up the barrage of misinformation. We cut through it. Then we have to find the counter evidence, which I've already told you is very hard because Google is making it disappear. Then when we do find the good stuff, we've got to download it and lock it up before Google can find it and erase it. And then when we make our videos, they delete our videos. And then when we try to mail you to let you know that our videos are up, some of the providers, if we don't watch our P's and Q's, or even if we do watch our P's and Q's, they just won't deliver our mail. And then this vast network of supposedly progressive investigative journalists, they're not interested. They're not interested. So this is what goes into every page that you get. So if you're a supporter, I thank you very much. We have a server bill. We have an email management bill. It's a software program we have to pay on a monthly basis. We have a tech helper who we, got to pay him. And, we publish every day. We never miss. In the last year plus, we've produced a lot of original content. We do a lot of heavy lifting. So you're making it possible. Your support, your help is making it possible. Not only for you, but for everybody, because it's a free service. And we want to keep it as a free service. Just like the TV, right? You turn on CNN, it's free. Nobody charges you for the propaganda of CNN. If you're not supporting us, you might consider doing it, because you are spending money on information, I'm sure. You've got to probably buy newspapers, magazines, books, other things. Just because we're giving it away for free doesn't mean it is free. And when you're supporting us, you're supporting all the people that can't or won't chip in. So anyway, to our supporters, thank you very much. Not complaining, just explaining. It's not just a simple matter of, hey, we'll put up a page and let you know about it. We have to navigate a whole lot of icebergs on our way to from point A to point B. But so far, they have not been able to stop us yet.